Hello YouTube, welcome to SimTales, the new channel that I just started. What we are going to do with SimTales is we are going to play around with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We might add other flight simulators later on, but for now what I am embarking on is an around the world tour with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That's right, you heard that right, an around the world tour. We are going to visit approximately 2,600 airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator. All of these airports are going to be the default airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator, whatever comes with the game. We're going to look at the airport, we're going to evaluate it, we're going to see how useful it is, whether you're flying offline or whether you're flying online with something like a VATSIM. I am going to try and give each airport a rating between 1 and 5. 1 being absolutely pathetic and 5 being fantastic. We are going to start our journey at London's Heathrow Airport, and the first stop on our journey of approximately 2,600 airports, our first stop is London Gatwick Airport. These are two major airports, as most of you will know, in the London area. We are currently situated here at London's Heathrow Airport. We are at gate 513, Terminal 5, which is the British Airways terminal. We are in the Fenix Airbus A320, and we are looking at the default Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 EGLL/LHR airport. This airport, I believe, was built by Gaia Simulations. This comes in default with the game, and as you can see, it is actually pretty decent. It is pretty good. You look down at the ground, the markings are good. You look at the buildings are good. You see these little jetway bridges area. Those look very well modeled, well done. Most of the things are good. The markings are good. The taxiways, the runways. If I go up here, take a look at some of these terminals, they all look pretty usable. So straight out of the box, London Heathrow Airport is very usable in the game. Once again, this is by Gaia Simulations. It comes with the game. I have the standard version from Microsoft. This is not premium or deluxe or any of the higher end. This is the lowest end version. Now, having said all that and looking at some of the things in detail, so let's talk about how is this airport if you're flying offline. Perfectly usable. I don't think you will have too much of an issue if you're flying this offline. However, if you're flying on something like IVAO or VATSIM, you're likely to face some issues if you're not careful. You are likely to get confused a little bit with the holding points. Taxiways Alpha and Taxiway Bravo. What you see right here, Bravo, Alpha. They have holding points that are named holding points, and they are signposted in red with yellow text around here and then again around here. That is completely missing. So very often, for example, if you are using runway 9er right for takeoff, which is that end over there, and you're on taxiway Alpha, I believe, you will be asked to hold at Horka. Let me check. Yes. you will be asked to hold at Horka, or you will be asked to hold at Oster if you're on taxiway Bravo, somewhere around here. Those signs are missing. So unless you have something like a Navigraph charts, or you have things that are a bit choppy, or you have knowledge or other charts here, then you will probably overshoot and struggle. So that is something for which I am going to have to deduct a few points, because for London Heathrow that is very, very important. Those holding points are spread all over the airport, and if you're on VATSIM, the controllers are going to use those, and they are going to ask you to go up to a certain holding point and hold. And if you don't know where that holding point is, you would be in a world of hurt. Other than that, this is a really decent airport. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Personally, I use the London Heathrow from Inibuilds, which I rated as a 5. It is really good, but it can be a little bit heavy on the performance. But this one is usable. In fact, I've been using this because until very recently the Inibuilds Heathrow did not really work. It works now, but it is again broken in the latest SIM update 2 beta. But they will fix it. Regardless, this is a solid effort. It's a solid airport. Good that it comes out of the box. Really, really useful and really usable. Now, as I said, our first destination is London Gatwick Airport. So we are going to jump into our airplane, into the cockpit of our Fenix A320, and then let's go and see what London's Gatwick looks like. All right, on to taxiway Alpha off of 513, stand 513. We are almost now ready to taxi. Okay, there goes the guy. And as you can see, it says 537. That is actually incorrect. Should be 514 over there, so that's incorrect texturing. But anyway, we are now ready to taxi to our runway, which is going to be runway 27 right. So let's get a move on. And taxi lights coming on, park brakes coming off, and off we go. Once again, this is the Fenix A320 with the IAE engines, and we are at London Heathrow on our way to London Gatwick. So let's get over, let's taxi, and let us see how good. Well, we've already seen London Heathrow. You know my feelings about it. It's a solid 4, a very good effort. Could be a little bit better in terms of performance, but at this point I'm not sure whether it is the airport or it is generally the simulator itself that's causing the problem. You might notice the slight stuttering, but Sim Update 2 is supposed to actually help with that quite a bit, so we will see. For now, things are good. It's okay. Some of these lines, they should be straight, but they're kind of wavy. I think that's not very good. And all right, let's get moving and see. So we're coming up to taxiway Bravo. Obviously there's nobody here because I have traffic turned off. The intention here is to literally look at the airport, so I am not going to spend too much time actually flying this plane. And ooh, but taxiing it around is good. There was a little bit of a bump there, just right there where you get onto taxiway Alpha. and as you can see, the lines are a little wavy, so if you're going to follow the lines, you're going to taxi like you're drunk. Okay. There are a few bumps here and there on the taxiways, which is a shame, but at least it is not severe. So that's not too bad. Let's keep going. Okay, that must be the cabin. Oh, there was another bump.
Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. Ooh, there are quite a few bumps. Okay, so those terrain bumps, they are not good. Not good. That might cause me to drop the final rating a little bit further, maybe a 3.75, maybe. Those bumps are really not a good thing. And some of those appeared to be fairly severe, non-trivial bumps. Okay. There we go. But otherwise, it's still usable. So I'm kind of conflicted. 3.75, 4. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what you think. But oh, I am now really debating. The lines are broken here. Not good. Lines are broken. Alright, let's see, where are we? Okay. Continue. Okay. Would be good if we had some traffic, but that's okay. Maybe I will try FSLTL and see if it can actually inject itself properly. I know what I can do. I can actually start the VATSIM client and log in as an observer and have it inject airplanes for me. That might actually not be a terrible idea. Okay, let's just connect in observer mode and we should be able to see some airplanes around. Ooh, it's all bouncy bouncy. Pretty bouncy. I do not like that. Well, there's an airplane. It's an Emirates 777 parked at the wrong terminal, but that's perfectly fine. And okay, we will go to the next one and turn in from there. there we go. Okay, we can use this one. Yeah, well, we'll go to the next one. We'll take the next one. Yeah, Alpha 3 sounds about right. What do you think, guys? Should I or should I not fly live on VATSIM? All right, let's stop here. Let's make sure that we are not visible on VATSIM. We shouldn't be, but let's just make sure. All right, let's see. And connect to VATSIM. Okay, sign in. Allow. And where am I? I am definitely not in the middle of Africa. So I don't think then I am visible on VATSIM, even though, yep, there is a speedbird behind me. There is another speedbird. And they are, yes, so I am not visible. Okay. Which means that I can now actually, let's just look around. Is there anybody coming? Yep, there's somebody coming, so I can get moving. All right, there we go. There we go. Before anybody comes around, let's just get a move on. Remember, while I'm on VATSIM, I'm there just to get the traffic. I am in observer mode, which means I am not visible on the network. And there we go. Manflex 70, SRS runway, nav, auto thrust blue. And off we go. V1 is over and rotate.
Luton traffic runner 89 Lima, Takeoff Taxi holding point runway 25 via Bravo Delta.
Okay, there we go. And let's get that nose down and let's get the autopilot on, and we'll come back on approach. The airport is starting to come into view, but where are the terminal buildings?
500.
Check. Where are the terminal buildings? Will they just appear? I don't know. I hope so. Okay, we're on profile. Let's see how this one looks. Yep, I see some terminal buildings starting to crop up. Doesn't look all that great, but let's see. Okay, there we go. Come off autopilot. Ooh, the runway is messy. The runway markings are shoddy at best. I don't like that
50, 40,
at all.
20, retard.
Alright. Decel, reverses green. Alright. Manual braking. we are down. So the first, oh, the runway is not properly aligned. The markings are off to the left. This is not a good start. This is definitely not a good start. Is this airport even going to be usable? Anyway, let's turn off the landing lights and clean up the flaps, disarm the ground spoilers, and let us go and see what this airport looks like. Okay. And there we go, there we go. Okay, let's slow down here as we come across and cross this one. This is 08 left, 26 right. Don't know if this one is also the same, whether the markings are off or not, but the taxiways so far appear to be okay. Usable? Yeah, kinda. Again, this marking is off to the left, so the taxiway center line is not in the center, it's off to the left. So, ooh, this one's gonna get some poor marks, I can tell you. This is actually not a very usable airport so far. Let's see. The buildings look like the typical auto-generated, the typical AI-generated, auto-generated building. The tower kind of looks like a tower. I don't know if they actually have the bridge that Gatwick is actually famous for. There's a bridge underneath which airplanes pass. I don't know if they have that. So far, I am definitely not liking this. Alright, let's try to get back onto the center line. That's not the center line. But yes. Okay, but unlike Heathrow, so far the taxiways are smooth. I have not seen a bump yet, not felt one yet, so they are smooth. That's a plus. The buildings, yeah, they're all typical auto-generated gray boxes, AI generated. Taxiway markings, taxiway signs. There are some, probably not as much as it should have. The tower is halfway decent. And let's have a look at some of the terminals. Alright. Okay, let's slow down again and see what the terminal buildings look like. I don't know, what are those buildings over there? They look weird. I don't know. This kind of looks very, very, very poor, unfortunately. Not very usable, not very friendly. I think I am going to call this one here pretty soon. Ooh, hold on. What's that? Gates hanging around with no terminals. Oh, wonderful. Awesome. We have gates with but no terminal building. That is really, really pathetic. Okay. Let's turn around. Let's try and just go down there and park, get out and review. I am not seeing a bridge. So that is a problem. The buildings, not good. Just a regular auto-generated building with gates stuck to it. Ground markings, poor. Half the ground markings are missing. So yeah, this one is not gonna pass muster, but the question is it a 0, a 1 or a 2? Certainly not 3 or 4, but what is it? Alright, we will just park here for now. Shut the airplane down. Jump out. Oh, where did I end up? That's so weird. Why did I end up so far away? Alright, let's have a look. What does this airport look like? London Gatwick. There is that roundish terminal. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know, guys. Looks like there is an entire terminal building that might have just gone missing. Just not there. Where's the bridge? Oh, the bridge doesn't exist. There's no bridge. And there are gates that are by themselves with no terminal buildings. Okay, so there are no terminals here. There's no terminal over there. There's no terminal on the left. There is no bridge between the terminals. Well, that's to be expected. There is no terminal. Where do you get the bridge? The bridge should be right around here. But there is nothing. Okay, that does it. I am going to give this a 0.5. Use it if you must, but I will put a link in the description. There is a freeware on flightsim.to, and trust me, that freeware Gatwick Airport from flightsim.to is better than some paywares. So if you fly in and out of Gatwick at all, do yourselves a favor and get that one. So with that, we come to a close here. Final tally: London Heathrow default, built by Gaia Simulations. I am going to keep that at a rating of 4. If you fly into London Heathrow all the time like I do, it is worth considering to get the Unibuilds Gatwick. If you fly into, Unibuilds London Heathrow, my bad. If you fly into London Gatwick quite often, then you should absolutely go on to flightsim.to and get the freeware London Gatwick from there. You will not regret it. It will completely change the way this airport looks. And I will show that to you next time, but before we wrap up, let's switch the time to night. Oh, what is going on? Okay. Alright, let's do it the hard way. I don't know why Microsoft Flight Simulator behaves this way, but anyway, let's do it the hard way. But I don't think Gatwick actually, okay, there we go. I don't think this is properly lit. Just the runways are lit, taxiways are not lit, terminals are definitely not lit, there are no tarmac lights. Oh, this is a total complete disaster. Okay, do yourselves a favor, get the freeware Gatwick. This ain't gonna cut it. You don't want to be landing here at night. And with that, I think we come to a close on this episode. Join us next for episode number 2, where we will look at the freeware Gatwick Airport, and we will fly to Farnborough, which is another nearby airport, and see what that one looks like, what the default looks like. So join me on the next episode of our Around the World tour with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Thank you all.